Hello and welcome to the video, everybody. My name is Ryan. Now in this video, I'm going to be doing kind of a quick little video of the things that I've been buying the past week or two. So pretty much this is going to be kind of just focusing on like the anime manga stuff that I've been buying over the past, like I said, a week or so, because I really want to build up my collection. I've gotten to like an okay place with my K-pop stuff. Now, of course, with the K-pop stuff, there's always albums coming out almost every couple weeks or so. So that's going to be a never-ending collection. But when it comes to like my figures and mangas, I'm so behind on so many stories that I want to read, or figures that I have on hold, or just stuff that I want in general. So pretty much kind of just take you little by what I've been buying. I won't give too much details of it right here. Start off with like the first couple things that I bought. I want to say November 2nd, let's say. So this is the batch of toys that I got right here. So I got 3 figures, or 3 statues, I guess you could say. We got 2 My Heroes, and we got a Danadon. So I kind of take you my whole process of picking these figures right here. Danadon, fell in love with the anime. How I got hooked onto it was, I remember last year before season 1 came out, it broke on Twitter that like somebody hacked into Netflix or whatnot, and they kind of like leaked, I think, the intro or a couple of episodes or whatever. So I was like, I remember it was like a bunch of other animes. It wasn't just Danadon. It was like a bunch of other shows with it. And I was like, okay, but then the opening really caught my eye, and I thought the opening sounded really great. You know, Creepy Nuts have done other openings for other animes, like Call of the Night, which I thought was another great show. And just thought, okay, cool. So I ended up giving it a chance, told my girlfriend about it, and we ended up falling in love with the show. We watch it to this day, and I'll show you something else that I got for it. So yeah, I thought this is a cool figure. Again, not that much stuff around my area for Danadon, so I'm kind of like anything Danadon related, I'm gonna just grab automatically just because I didn't want to build up that side of my collection too. Now, when it comes to the My Hero stuff, this is my favorite anime, and I get it, gets a lot of hate. I'm not here to defend it whatsoever. It's just what I like. How I got hooked onto this anime was, again, didn't even know what, I knew what anime was, but never was really into it. Just never really had, I guess, never really saw something that fit my interests, I would say. And then when I started dating my girlfriend that I've been with now, she pretty much said, okay, what if I get you into anime and I'll pick a show that you would like? And I was like, sure, why not? And of course, she knows that I like superheroes, Marvel, DC, all that good stuff. So she said, well, the best thing that I can show you that can kind of be like a gateway into anime would be My Hero. So I was like, cool. And she's like, so we put on the first season. I thought the first season was cool. And then once after we started getting season 2 and 3, I was like, wow, this is a great show. And I fell in love with the show like so hard. So then eventually started getting figures for it, and then took a little pause. So right now I'm just trying to like really build up my Hero collection. Of course, Deku's one of my favorite characters on there, so this was a must get too. Now I'm not really like somebody who will get every figure of a character. Same thing with my like WWE like wrestling collection. Like I love Rey Mysterio and I love Jeff Hardy, but I'm not gonna get every Jeff Hardy and Rey Mysterio figure just because I don't like necessarily every figure. And so when it comes to Deku, I will try to get as much as I can, but not every Deku figure is a slam dunk in my opinion. I thought she looked great. I want to get the other 2, Sun Eater and Lemillion, but a couple of the Lemillion figures that I've seen, haven't really seen an awesome one that I want just yet, but I thought she looked great, and I like the short hair she's going to be getting in one of the newer figures going to be releasing, or already released, and I just haven't seen it on the shelves yet. That was that set right there. And then recently too, we had a Barnes & Nobles open up close to where I live. So I was like, awesome, because one of the Barnes & Nobles that I go to is kind of far away from where I live at. So I was like, cool, so let me go opening day, which was maybe the 5th or the 6th. Went in there, saw it, pretty busy. Of course, went to the K-pop section. They had some really cool K-pop albums there. I didn't buy nothing just because my mission was just to get like kind of like mangas and all that good stuff like that. So I ended up going to their entertainment section and again got season 1 of Dandadan, which I like getting DVDs. I always am like worst case scenario thinker in the sense of, let's just say one day you just want to watch a movie, the internet's down or something like that, and you can't access like the streaming sites or whatnot. So I'm like, cool, might as well get some of my favorite movies or shows on DVDs. Dandadan season 1, great. A Silent Voice, I thought this was such an awesome movie that I don't know, I thought the message was good. The whole storyline was so, parts of it were sad, some of it was heartbreaking. The ending was really cool for the movie aspect. I know there's a manga for it, and every time I go to one of the bookstores here, I forget how you pronounce it, They have like, of course, the volumes like regular books, like like regular mangas or whatever. But I saw that they had like a special edition hardcover book for it, so I thought that was really cool, which I plan on getting. But I think that's like 75 or 80 bucks. So I was like, I'll get that in due time. And that's pretty much it movie wise. I thought that was pretty cool to get. And then these are the mangas that I got right here. So I got Call the Night Volume 2. I got My Hero Volume 42 edition. And I've got More Than a Married Couple But Not Lovers. Mainly what I like in anime is a lot of romance, I'm not going to lie, a lot of comedy, and some action. So that's kind of how I got hooked on to this right here. And I was so shocked that they actually made it into manga, just because sometimes it doesn't get translated. So I think they only have volume 1 and 2 as of the time of recording this video. But it's been so hard to find this. Even whenever I was looking on Crunchyroll, I think it was on like back order. So I was like, you know what? One day while I'm out on the bookstores, I'll find it out in the wild and hopefully I'll get lucky. And immediately bought this one automatically. It says that this was like 22 bucks. I was like, okay, but it's a pretty thick book right here. So I was like, maybe that's a good price, maybe not. I don't really care. I just wanted to get this book so fast. Call of the Night, I don't know how I found this show. I'll kind of do a walkthrough in later videos of like all the animes that I watch, and I want to talk about this one too. I just think it's a fun show. I think it's really funny. The music is great. The illustrations are really cool too. And I don't know, I just thought this was a really fun anime. We're watching season 2 right now, the dub version, and it's about to be ended in, I think, in another week or two. I think we're on episode 11 maybe. So that's really cool. I bought volume 1 a couple months ago. So of course, how I always do it is I like to watch it first, because I don't want to buy, not that they're expensive, but not that they're cheap either. So it's like, I want to make sure I'm going to like what I'm reading. So if I end up watching like a season of a show and they only make one season, I want to be like, okay, bet, I'll pick up the books and start reading ahead and keep going through it. Because so many shows don't get a season 2 or season 3 and whatnot. So I was like, okay, I really love the show, and I highly doubt we'll get a season 3. I feel like they have enough content to make a season 3. Just like I love Sign of Affection, and I am pretty sure we're never going to get a season 2 of that show. So I don't mind keep reading stuff like that, but I have to really love the show or be so curious that I have to know what's going to happen next. So got that right there. Got 42. Now, the reason why I've got this one, I haven't even started my Hero manga collection. I know they have the box sets and whatnot that I do want to get eventually. Only for the last volume of My Hero is that they have a different, I guess, cover art for like the last volume. So I saw Kachan at Walmart and I should have grabbed that, but I didn't. So they have a Deku. I think they have a Todoroki one, if I'm not mistaken. And then they have like the basic one. So I plan on getting the other ones. Again, it says Barnes & Noble exclusive right there. So I plan on getting the other ones soon and kind of going with that. So that's all I bought at Barnes & Noble's a couple days ago. I had went to a game shop. It wasn't GameStop, because the GameStop where I lived at closed down. But it was like a GameStop, or it was a game shop, I should say. And they only had a couple figures. They had a really good Funko collection, because that's what I want to also get to, is like a bunch of My Hero Funkos and like any like animes that I like too. So I only bought 3 things for this one too. Now, these are the things that I bought right here. Again, the mission was really to start like building my Hero collection. So I ended up finding this Todoroki one, thought it was pretty cool. I love like the World Hero Mission suits and whatnot, so I think they're really unique and different. Got this Deku one because I thought it looks cool with him doing the kicking motion, so pretty cool. And then I wanted to get a Funko, and I thought like the whole lineup for this, I guess, season, collection, line. This whole line right here, I thought is a really strong one. And I was walking around, and I was gonna leave with the Todoroki one. And then I saw All for One too. So I was like, that's pretty cool. But I'm kind of like, I really don't like it in villain figures. It's just not my thing unless they're like so cool where I can't resist. So 9 times out of 10, I always just don't get villain stuff. But I ended up finding this Deku one, and I was like, wow, this looks awesome. So I ended up grabbing it and came out to, I want to say with everything, I want to say this was all 88 bucks right here. I should have probably been giving the prices. 88 bucks, and the cashier had said that you buy one figure, you get one half off. So I guess that's pretty cool to see right there. The Barnes & Noble's haul, which was this stuff right here, I want to say it was, I believe, 50 bucks. Yeah, I want to say 50 bucks. That's what I got. And then the other figures that I showed you earlier were, man, 70, 60, give or take. I want to say that's what that was right there. And that's pretty much it. So that's all I've bought. And then also too, just for the K-pop people that are watching this video right here, I ended up buying this at Target. It is the Little Fantasy Volume 1 Chaeyoung. She's from Twice. And the reason why I bought this, because I opened up the green one. I haven't done the video yet, but I got the green version of it, and I thought it was awesome. So many good things came in this album. And overall, I thought the album was fantastic too. Really loved the vibe of it. So I was like, you know what? If I see the other version in stores, then I'm going to buy it. And I happened to go to Target, or I want to say last week or 2 weeks ago, because I wanted to buy some shirts and some pants and whatnot. And I ended up going to the K-pop section, saw some La Seraphim stuff, and I saw, I think, Espa. And I was like, okay, cool. And then I just so happened to see this on the front of the aisle. And I was like, wow, I gotta grab it because it was in pristine condition. You know, a lot of times when you go out and you do album shoppings, they're all open, honestly, especially at Walmart. A lot of them are cut open. You see people, the photo cards are all gone. So I have to always inspect to make sure the plastic's still intact, it's not messed up and whatnot. So really cool. Plus, I always love if a group that I like always does like a Walmart or Target exclusive, then you always get to grab that just because you can get that extra photo card and just see what else you have. Some groups don't do that. That's understandable. But I was super happy to get this and hopefully do the video on it pretty soon. Like I said, the next one is going to be in hyphen, so that's going to be the next video I'm probably going to be doing. But that's pretty much it right there. Kind of wanted to talk about just some of the animes and mangas that I like to read and some of the shows that I like. Again, the plan for future videos is to, of course, always do K-pop stuff because it's what I like. And then also start kind of like taking the journey of me watching anime. So pretty much I write notes for every anime that I watch. And I keep a list of them of how I watch them in order, the times, the dates, what I thought the whole time and all that stuff. So pretty much number one would be, in theory, would be Order and Host Club. But I haven't finished it yet. But that was like back in 2023. So one day I'll get to it. And then number two is My Hero, and then so on and so forth. So that's kind of how I'll be reviewing these or talking about the shows that I've watched. Now, every show that I've watched is not going to get talked about because if I didn't like it, I'm not going to really talk about it. I will mention it in the sense of, okay, so let's say I watched Call of the Night. That's my 49th anime. My 52 was quintuplets. And then you'd be like, okay, so what's 50 and 51? It could be, I don't know, an anime that I just either watched all the way through and I didn't like it enough to where I'm like, I still have it in my database, but I'm just not going to talk about it because there's no point in being negative the whole one too. Unless it's like a super fun anime to talk about, like to just, you know, dump all over it. But for the most part, if I didn't like it, I'm not going to talk about it. I just don't want to waste anybody's time with just being so negative and just saying like blah, 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 all that good stuff. So that's kind of what I've been wanting to do, but kind of just been like messing with stuff and just seeing, okay, will that fit here? But you know what? I'm finally going to just, you know, go with the next step and start talking about that stuff too. And just kind of anything else that I, you know, like, whether it's a movie, video games, anything cool and stuff like that. So that's kind of it. So sorry, this kind of like haul video. I expected this to be like 5 minutes, but I'm looking at the clock right now. It says 15 minutes. Sorry that I've taken so much of your time, but yeah, that's pretty much it, you guys. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Subscribe to the channel, all that good stuff, like, comment, all that. Tell me what you're watching. Tell me what you're reading right now, anime, manga-wise. What kind of figures do you like? What shows have you been catching up on? I just literally finished Demon Slayer, awesome show too. Gonna go eventually tackle the movie down too. Haven't really had time to do it, been so busy with other stuff that I've been doing. But yeah, everything else has been pretty good so far. So again, thank you so much for checking this video out. It really means a lot to me. Until next time, everybody, my name is Ryan, and talk to you guys in the next video.